What's your reaction to this?
Well, Skip, right now, we don't know enough. The complaint has been sealed. I'm going to need more evidence to come out. But this is what I will say, Ja. Ja, you're going to have, and I've said it before, Ja, you're going to have to move differently. You're in a different stratosphere now, Skip. And I just think he needs to conduct himself as a person that's in that said stratosphere. Skip, when I got to college, I had to move differently than I was in high school. When I went to the league, I had to move differently than when I was in college. And as I became a more successful player, I had to move differently. Now that I'm on television, Skip, this TV celebrity is a lot different than at my highest as an NFL player.
I agree.
I have to move differently.
You do.
Skip, if you think about how gangsters do it. Let's go back to gangsters. We talk about John Gotti or any of the gangsters.
Like real life gangsters.
Real life gangsters. Yeah. Think about what they do, Skip. They try to get legitimate businesses. They get homes. They get cars to try to portray that they're on the up and up.
See Tony Soprano.
Yes. Yeah. Skip, you got Ja. Has $300 million contract with Memphis Grizzlies. $200 million from Memphis. He's the new face. He got a shoe deal, a signature shoe from Nike.
Yep.
5 hours after the launch of he's an endorsement deal with Powerade. Skip, he portrays that he's like something that he's not. Normally, guys that they're like, okay, I'm cool, I made it, I'm good. Guys that haven't made it wants to project that they are good. I don't get what Ja, he hustling backwards. You're supposed to, once you get out of that environment, like, I'll leave that behind, that ain't me. Ja, just move differently, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's the only advice. I would never give you any advice about how to play basketball, but I would try to give you some advice about how to move. Let someone else's lesson be your lesson. Skip, if somebody tell me I hit my head on that pole, man, my head hurt. I'm not going to go bang my head on the pole to see if it hurts. I'm going to take your word for it. Ja, there's enough lessons out there for you to learn without having to learn that same lesson through your own hardship. Yeah. That's all I would say to it.
I cannot express to you how much I appreciate everything you just said and everything you have been saying again and again and again and again, because this keeps rearing its ugly head time and time again to a fault. We all love Ja as a player.
Yeah,
I've really tried to embrace him as a player. There are moments of immaturity as a player that disturb me. After game 1 against the T-Wolves, he acted like they had won it all, and it wasn't over yet.
But those game 2, they lost game 1, remember?
Yeah, they lost game 1, game 2.
Yeah. He said, I don't want nobody to get off. Y'all left. Gone, be gone.
Okay. So Jen mentioned the one incident with the teenager playing pickup ball at his house, at Ja's house. But just 4 days previous to that, there was an incident with the head of security at a Memphis mall that told police that Ja and some of his friends threatened him in an altercation in the parking lot, leaving the head of security alarmed enough that he filed a police report.
It had something to do with something about a shoe, his mom.
I don't know. It's what you said. I don't even know what to... There's a lot of he said going on here, even from the teenager. He said that he said, and just to be fair about this, the Washington Post also reported that after Ja's attorney said the first thing we got was a $20 million demand, a lawsuit demand. And the lawyer said this was a shakedown, and the Post reported the young man's mother had a history of filing lawsuits that have eventually been dismissed. Court records show, including a discrimination lawsuit against the city's fire department and a lawsuit against her children's school district after she said they were bullied on a school bus. Okay, so just for perspective on this, so maybe that's going on, maybe it's not going on.
Correct.
What is going on is that Ja is becoming an NBA superstar, and we have 2 incidents here on top of the laser incident in the parking lot.
Correct.
After a game, a home game, that involved some of Ja's friends. And you said at that point, Ja, you're going to have to cut bait with your friends because they are going to take you down.
Right.
They're taking you places you don't want to go. And
you're taking them places that they can't go.
They can't go.
Think about that, Ja. It's not Skip. Like, and I understand you don't want to. Like I said, I believe you can go home and have a good time, but Skip, why did you do all of that? You did things that your friends didn't do so you could leave that environment. only to get $200 million, become a Nike endorsee, become Powerade endorsee, to go back and try to infiltrate that to prove that you're hard? Why?
Yeah. That's it.
I don't, Skip, that's what I don't get with guys when they do that.